We welcome you back to Whiting, Indiana. 1-0. CCSJ in the lead, 25-23. First set came down to the wire, about as close as you could possibly get in that first set. But CCSJ have the lead. They haven't won a set in almost 2 years against St. Xavier. But they have one here, and I think for the Cougars, it's got to be a shock for them. But they knew this would be a competitive game. And we'll have to see what they can do here in this second set to fight back, or if the Crimson Wave can take a commanding 2-0 set lead. It's going to be the Crimson Wave to start with it. Melina Haynes. De Jesus was very adamant that he feels very strongly about this program after their recruiting in the offseason, and they're showing it here. Haynes tried to dig it out but can't. Nice start by the Cougars to fight back, and Hiersema has a ton of experience. He's led his team to 7 NAIA national championship berths. Here's Hoskin, sends it away. Crimson Wave to keep it up. Keel with the spike. I think that just was in, and it was. Essence Keel with a nice play. The transfer from Olive Harvey. She thrived in getting kills at Olive Harvey. She's mature and a great athlete, according to coach, and she's testing multiple positions so far. You've probably seen her moving around the court to different positions throughout the game. Dug up and kept alive by Camino. Here's Keel again. Cougars keep it alive. Spike down, and there's a nice kill by Jensen. Jensen went to Carl Sandburg High School in Orland Park, Illinois, went to Cardinal Stritch College in Wisconsin, where she had 157 kills and 38 blocks as a freshman. Incredible freshman season, and she transferred to a great school with a lot of history in women's volleyball. Not even having to jump on that spike was Pinozo. Here's Camino. Jensen again kept alive by the Crimson Wave. Here's Keel. Nice block by Grochola. A 3-1 lead for the Cougars. Here's Smith. Keel with the dig. Oh, a tricky little set over, but Lopez couldn't fool him enough. Now she tries to fool him again. Cougars are ready for it. Now the Crimson Wave can set up. They'll go to Keel. That one wasn't deflected, and it's long. Point Cougars. Awkward serve there by Smith. Couldn't be kept alive by Haynes, and it's a 5-1 lead for the Cougars to start this second set, trying to get back into it. The only time in 23 years that CCSJ has beaten St. Xavier in women's volleyball was 2 years ago in 5 sets. 27-1 all-time record for St. Xavier. Keel tries to keep it alive, and they can't do it. 6-1. So we're going to see Aurelia Aguirre again coming in. She came in late in the first set. Camino sets up the spike from Aguirre, and actually, I'm not sure what the call is there. De Jesus doesn't seem to mind it, but I think it's going to be a net violation, or it might have hit the the pull at the top of the net, which indicates that that's out. So 7-1. Camino's done a good job in the back row digging that out. That was an awkward set, and Jenny Jensen couldn't do anything about that. Second point for the Crimson Wave, just trying to stay alive in the second set. We knew the Cougars would fight back after that close first set defeat. And I mean, if they didn't, they would go down 2-0, and CCSJ would have 3 sets to win it. That's long on the serve by Aguirre. Aguirre went to Marian Catholic High School in Chicago Heights. Led the team in total blocks with 17 last year. Third on the team in kills with 65. Camino can't dig that one up. She's been pretty good all night, but that one is a mistake, and it's 9-2. St. Xavier getting right back into this game, and De Jesus decides a timeout is needed to calm down on the momentum being gained by the Cougars. We'll take a break on the JEDTV network. Welcome you back, 9-2 in favor of St. Xavier. Serve coming up here for Abby Opilka, the junior from Dyer, Indiana. Camino puts her teammate in a tough situation, but it's kept alive there by Lopez. Now it's Jensen. Kept up. Camino again. What a dig by Van Domelen. Camino gets another try. Martinez digs it out. Camino, that's a really good spike, but what a keep alive by the Cougars. An awkward tip up by Pritchett. Van Domelen keeps it alive. Wow, this rally is unbelievable. Oh, I think we got a net violation. I think Pritchett or Camino touched the net. Either way, it's a point to the Cougars, 10-2. Some of these rallies have been really good throughout the game. Just went back and forth. Jensen gets a uncontested tap down, and it's 11-2. Unfortunately, Van Domelen just set up Jensen, and Van Domelen's going to get a break. Coming in for the Crimson Wave is Katie Davison, the freshman from Valparaiso. That's long on the serve, and finally the Crimson Wave beat the pressure. So now we're going to see Regina Carrito in the game, one of the starters. From Honolulu, Hawaii, but went to high school in El Paso, Texas. That serve was in. Martinez for the Cougars left it thinking it was out, but a service ace there for Pritchett. CCSJ climbing their way back into this game. Down by 7. Oh, that's really hard to defend. Grochola makes no mistake. 12-4. Taylor Van will be the server here today, or excuse me, on this point. Camino is going to get a shot at setting up 2 Crimson Wave players who hit the ball simultaneously. It's not going to count. That one's blocked down beautifully by Lopez. Lopez with a really good block there, and I don't think Kaylee Bourne saw that coming. Now Lopez is going to get the serve here. Crystal Lopez also transferred from Olive Harvey along with Essence Keel. So 2 of these players in the Crimson Wave this season from the same college and transferring. Good, really good dig by Aguirre. Sent down by Camino. This time it's Lopez on the dig. Oh, what another great dig by Aguirre. That one's close to the net, kept alive by the Crimson Wave. Now the Cougars go short, and the Crimson Wave keep it alive with Lopez. Another crazy rally, and there's Camino on the block. Carrito is there also, and the Crimson Wave come away with a point on an insane rally, and there's been some crazy rallies in this game, and usually the Cougars have come away with some points on those, but this time CCSJ gets one. Lopez after that craziness. Another block by Camino and Carrito. And another block. Carrito is in there along with Van Domelen. Crimson Wave are starting to get something rolling here in the second set. Took them a little while. They were down by as many as 9 points earlier. They've cut it to 5. Wow. Unbelievable spike down. I believe that was Opilka from the back row. So now we're going to see Havana Martinez from Coamo, Puerto Rico, fifth-year senior. Oh, that's a tough serve to return, and Aguirre felt that. A service ace for Martinez. Martinez was an all-CCAC first-team mention in 2022 and two-time CCAC second team, including last year. Nice spike down by Camino, coming in from the back row. CCSJ keeping themselves alive, but they're going to have to start getting getting a little run going here to put the pressure on the Cougars. Down by 6 currently. That one's out. Taylor Van left it. It's back up to 7 now, the lead for the Cougars. If you're just joining us, second set here. Crimson Wave won the first set 25-23, so they're up 1-0, but a 15-8 lead for St. Xavier in the second set, trying to level things up. Van Domelen with a nice spike, but kept alive by the Cougars, and there's a block down. Carrito has been involved in almost every block in the second set, including that one. It's in there with Van Domelen. Here's Haynes. Far side for Bourne. Nice kill by Bourne. Kaylee Bourne, the junior from Plainfield, Illinois. And she's from Oswego. Was a part of her club volleyball team during high school. Van Domelen with a tough set. She had to do a lot there against the two tallest players on this Cougars roster, Smith as well as Jensen. We'll take a break with the Cougars up dominantly by 8, 17-9. We welcome you back, 17-9 lead for St. Xavier in what's been a very competitive game if you're just joining us on the JEDTV Sports Network. I'm Kyle Mathas, and these two teams both trying to get to where they believe they belong this season. 1-7 for the Crimson Wave, 1-4 for the Cougars. It hasn't been the best start for these two teams for this season. Aguirre sends it over. Jensen's going to get a good look. Dug out, though, by Haynes. Camino sends one like a rocket, but it's kept alive by the Cougars, and what a kill by Jensen, kept alive by Haynes. Oh, and nobody's there. Once again, the Cougars standing around the campfire. 17-10. Here's Van Domelen now. Martinez sets up her teammate pretty well. And wow. Well, Delaney Pinozo didn't even really have to jump for that, just sends it over, and she's the tallest player on this team for the Cougars, close to 7 foot. So 18-10. That's out, just barely out, but a really good eye by Camino. Coach De Jesus talked about Camino during the preseason interview that I was able to have with him, and he expects her to be in the conversation for all conference this year. Also notices that she's continuing to do better every game. Jensen could not be kept up by Haynes. 19-11 is the score. Abby Opilka is going to get the serve here for the Cougars. Wow, what a serve. Essence Kiel can't keep it up. And the Cougars are the first team to 20 in this second set. Opilka from Cedar Lake had 7 digs, 6 assists, and an ace against CCSJ last season in the game she played. Crimson Wave keep it alive. Again, they keep it alive with Van Domelen. Here is Camino. Martinez digs it out. Jensen cannot stop that. I think the Cougars have found their way to shut down the net. And actually, here's some was talking about how the Cougars had to be better at the net tonight. They weren't better at the net in their loss on Saturday against Viterbo. That one hangs on the net for a second. Camino gets a good look. There's a good answer by the Crimson Wave. Actually, for St. Xavier, they're actually missing an important key piece on this team, a redshirt junior, Carolina Cosme. She's injured right now, and she's usually a good substitute to have, so dealing with some injuries here are the Cougars. Jensen again and again. She's just dominating on that left side of the net. She's going to get substituted for now, though. They give her a rest, but she's been a big part of the previous 4 points for the Cougars. 10-point lead in the second set for St. Xavier. Taylor Van sends it up. Van Domelen. Camino. Oh, she didn't get all of that. And it comes up short. 2 points away now for the Cougars from leveling this at 1 set apiece. Fan has been pretty good serving today. Haynes sends that one up, and Bourne sends that one back down, and it's set point for the Cougars, leading by 12. Taylor Van trying to finish this, and she can't. She comes up short, and the set continues, at least for the moment. 24-13. So now, Crystal Lopez has a tall task ahead of her. She's got to get at least 11 straight points to keep this set alive. Here's Bourne, kept alive by Haynes. And that one's just on the line from Van Domelen, and we continue with this second set. 24-14 now. Lopez again. Bourne digs it out. Essence Kiel with a wonderful one-hand dig. Here's Camino. They're going to set up that left side again. Haynes keeps it alive. Camino dives. Here they go again, and that is going to end this second set with a kill from Nicole Grochola, and we are all tied at 1 set here in this game in Whiting. 25-14 is the final for St. Xavier in the second set. We'll be back for the third set after this, 1-1 between the Crimson Wave and the Cougars.